Yes, it's asking you, do you want to end broadcast? This is the Eid service, which is different from the other services, the Friday service. In Eid service, the Salaat, the namaz, is said first, and then that is followed by the sermon or Jummah khutbah. Whereas it's the reverse with the Jummah service. So our program is, there are special takbeers or prayer, which is said before and after the Eid service. In fact, it's supposed to be said for 10 days, which is Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Walillahil hamd. So we'll say that a few times and then we'll start the namaz. The difference with the namaz is that there is no azan or iqama, but there are extra takbeers. And in the first rakah, there are 7 extra takbeers, and in the second one, there are 5 extra takbeers. The rest of the namaz is exactly the same. So let's start with and you can once you all settle down and stop fidgeting, you can recite after me in a loud voice, which is what you're supposed to do. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
La ilaha illallah,
La ilaha illallah,
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Walillahil hamd,
Walillahil hamd,
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
La ilaha illallah,
La ilaha illallah,
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Walillahil hamd,
Walillahil hamd,
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
La ilaha illallah,
La ilaha illallah,
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Wallahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Walillahil hamd.
Walillahil hamd.
Right. We will now no prayer is, apart from the extra takbeers, the same as an ordinary prayer. Allahu Akbar. 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 Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من ألف شهر تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. 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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أستغفر الله أستغفر الله أستغفر الله. اللهم إنك سلام تبارك. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, walillahil hamd. Because there are two sermons and it is a Friday, and the lucky ones amongst us in the Midlands, they were told by the Prime Minister that they're confined to their homes, so they're spared having to go out and meet the family. So those others in the rest of the country, why are you all laughing, are free to do so. So what I decided to do was recite Hazrat Amir's khutbah that he sent from Pakistan, which is recited at the end of the normal khutbah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. إنما يتقبل الله من المتقين. Allah accepts only from the dutiful. This is from Al-Ma'idah, which is chapter 5, verse 27. Dear sisters and brothers, see, Hazrat Amir has gone politically correct. Generally, it is said, dear brothers and sisters, but he is saying, dear sisters and brothers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I wish you all a very happy Eid al-Adha. Although many physical aspects of the celebrations of Eid al-Adha will be affected by the corona pandemic this year, but we can still fully benefit from the spiritual ones. Eid al-Adha is associated with the sacrificing of an animal or the qurbani. The word qurbani is derived from the Arabic root qaf ra ba, which conveys the sense of nearness. Qurbani is thus a means of seeking nearness to Allah. In fact, those of you who know Urdu, qaf ra ba means qurb, which means nearness, closeness. Allah is omnipresent and not confined to a particular place. So nearness to Allah is the state one achieves through complete submission to Him by observing one's duty to Him, by obeying His commands, that is, by refraining from what is forbidden and practicing what we are commanded to do. Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, the promised Messiah, the reformer of this era, laid great stress on taqwa and stressed that Allah listens to the prayers and answers them. The only obstacle in the way of acceptance of prayers, he said, was lack of taqwa, piety and righteousness. So we have to make every effort to follow his advice and inculcate all these qualities in ourselves. Hazrat Mirza Sahib has called Eid al-Adha a mujahida, or a struggle against our evil inclinations. He says that Eid al-Adha has a great significance which, alas, we fail to realize. He goes on to say that those celebrating Eid should contemplate on the ways they have thought of purifying their hearts, minds, and souls, and what effort they have made to progress in the spiritual world. Eid al-Adha provides an opportunity to make a beginning of our journey in that direction. Qurbani is not merely the slaughtering of an animal made subservient to us, but a manifestation of the sacrificing of all our worldly desires in the way of Allah. And Hazrat Amir then quotes Al-Hajj chapter 22 verse 37. It's not their flesh or their blood that reaches Allah, but to Allah is acceptable the observance of duty on your part. As mentioned earlier, the Holy Quran states, Allah accepts only from the dutiful. So we have to observe our duty to Allah and realize that it is the spiritual intention that really matters in sacrificing the animal on Eid al-Adha. The promised Messiah has stressed that when you place the knife on the animal's neck, place it also on your nafs al-ammara, the rebellious soul within you. May Allah grant us the strength to strive in His way and live a life in accordance with His commands. Ameen. Professor Dr. Abdul Karim Saeed, Amir and President. So Hazrat Amir has mentioned two things in here. And one is that you must do your duty. Taqwa, which he has translated as righteousness and piety, actually means doing the right thing under all circumstances. And it applies to everyone. It applies to Muslim, it applies to non-Muslim. A non-Muslim who's doing his duty as required is also observing taqwa, and he will be rewarded in the same way as anyone else. But we'll come to this topic. We'll carry this topic further on in the Jummah khutbah and relate it to certain events that have taken place recently, and show you how, as I say, I think someone else said it, and I grabbed this quotation, and that is, you don't need extraordinary men. What you need is ordinary people with an extraordinary vision of wanting to achieve something. But more on that during our Friday service. I end here, and I wish you all a very happy Eid, and I pray that Allah keeps the whole of humanity, regardless of what your religion is, regardless of what your sect is, what your caste, your creed, your color, your language, your nationality is, that Allah keeps all of you safe and sound and free from harm. And may we go back to the days when we didn't have to be afraid to go out. Can you see how a little thing that you cannot see has terrified the whole of humanity so much that we are afraid to step out of our homes? Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, and goodbye.